Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's we are almost on the market open. London, New York, as it Asian market is just about to open up, and this is like the final video I'm gonna do this evening. I've done a couple earlier, and I'm hoping that you guys are loving the content. But now I want to do a very quick one on BTC USD, Bitcoin. Obviously, a lot of people are now really crazy about crypto and more specifically Bitcoin. And we're just, people are trying to predict where next is Bitcoin going. Now, as you can see, I had already marked up my chart from last week. And according to me, things have just been playing out pretty nicely. We retested the 40K zone. Actually, we got to 42K on the 3rd of December, and then we pushed back up into the 50K zone, pushed back again to the 57K, and we've just been here oscillating on this zone. Now, so where next? A lot of people are like, okay, so where next? Now, for me, honestly, guys, I don't know. I don't think Bitcoin is going to really rally up much, okay? Everything is just still pointing downwards. So I'm just going to extend this. We could come to take out liquidity at this zones 38K, 37K, and maybe even just get back to the 31K level on the long term. Of course, many people don't want to hear that because if you actually got in when Bitcoin was at 60K, you're really in a drawdown. But what you need to understand is the charts don't lie. And, we've been creating some really nice structural plays since 2020 when we were at, when we finally got to 40K, okay, 2021 rather. And we've been in a kind of a sideways. When I look at it now, it's like we've been in a kind of a sideways trend, okay. We got to an all-time high, our first all-time high in April of 2021 when we got to 63K. We then dropped back all the way to 20. Actually, we got to 28,000, and then we pushed up and we've been rallying really nicely. And we went back to 67K and formed an all-time high, and then began a kind of a descent. Now, so what I'm looking at, because if I go on the weekly, okay, the weekly to me looks even more bearish, okay. We may attempt maybe to go to the 53K again, but I really honestly, guys, there's so much liquidity at the 20K level. I don't know if we're gonna get there now, but chances are there's still a lot of sell side liquidity that needs to be managed. Actually, at especially if I'm talking about 38K level. So yeah, that's my quick take. When we got to 67K, all that was happening was that we were just taking out the previous high. Okay, we're taking out the liquidity up there, and then we can look at this massive drop, and we can actually just say that this was basically maybe the whales or the institutional players coming into the market and simply driving down price, enabling them to maybe get in better discounted pricing. Yes, we did reject off of this demand zone and pushed up to a previous supply zone on the daily. And, I look at it and I'm like, okay, let me look at the 8 hour. Okay, sorry, am I in replay mode? Why am I in replay mode? Oh, sorry, that's an 8 hour. I want to go to the 4 hour. Yeah, so we've technically, it looks like we could be in an accumulation phase, right? We're having a seller's climax here, an automatic rally, ST, and this could be, maybe a sign of strength, and so on and so forth. So, but really, unless we reach this previous high and go above it and retest and continue on up, I'm still relatively bearish. Okay. There was, let's say, we did have some supply zone here that was tested and was the cause of this breakdown of price. And now we are looking pretty bullish, and there's a demand zone here, that may be retested at the 49K, okay, before we push up. But I'm just like this, we left a bit of an imbalance up here, but I really would love to see Bitcoin get to the 40K zone. That's just my personal bias, and maybe even 38K. That's really what I'm seeing. We come off of this lovely distribution, and we are now back in this demand zone. But I really would love, for to see prices pushing lower. So that's my take, guys. Okay, I'm still bearish on BTC right now. It could even crash way to 30K and then now begin its proper ascent all the way to 100K. Everyone is like, hey, BTC needs to get to 100K. But I'm like, I don't think it's just going to happen that easy. I think it's going to be more blood in the streets before we see that happening. Okay, guys? So hopefully this has been helpful. Let's see how things play out in the new week. And all the best, guys. Lovely trading week ahead.